Maureen and Dennis, really wanting to say thank you to you for coming today, and we're going to be looking at some videotape that we did in 2006, the year that your daughter Eden died. Eden died in February. These clips were made in November.
Okay.
Now it seems like that's a long time ago, but I know it's still very fresh. And so I want you to look at these. I'm going to be looking at them at the same time you do. And what we want people to get out of this as they see you today and see you at that point in time is that grief isn't something that just goes away. And so we want to talk about how it was then and how it is today and what you've been through, because it's a lot. I just want to come back to some things, Dennis, that you talked about after Eden died, and we got kind of up to that point today, and then if you could sort of complete that story of you were holding her, you spent some time with her, and then what? How did the next hours go?
We called Tess. Rather than having the coroner come, they said if she was in hospice, we could have our hospice nurse come and declare death, and then call and get the orders written. So we did that. We called Tess, and she probably arrived in about 45 minutes.
Didn't seem like it took long.
It didn't seem like it at all.
She lives very
a ways away. But we all, the kids all held her, and we did all that. And then Tess arrived. The kids were still up. And I think we had them all go get ready for bed. I know we had everybody. I think Auntie Beth again put all the kids to bed while Tess was there, and then Gary and Sue Hoff, our funeral directors and good friends.
Yeah, they're friends of ours, and we felt
they came out and they sat with us, and they're just
we felt really fortunate to
talked and joked, and I said I've got the terribly morbid sense of humor anyway, and I said okay, this I can remember saying holding Eden and said okay, well, and we're all just putting it off because when they leave it's just. I said, okay, now here comes the hard part. How do you give away your dead baby? Which sounds so terrible, but, and they were just, and that was really nice because, like I said, I know Sue, I couldn't do it.
Sue, I remember Gary and Sue getting into their van, and I took Eden's body out and gave it to Sue, and she, felt so glad to be able to hold her, and she held her all the way home. And it was a good feeling because they're really good friends of ours, and to be able to do that, it would have been different if it had been someone that you didn't know, and we feel really...
It's something I thought about beforehand, and I know my sister had brought up. She goes, I hate to bring this up, and this was before Eden died, but she said, have you thought about when she dies, and I said that why? And I said, I don't know if I can.
And Sue had a miscarriage, and she understood a lot of that feeling that goes with, losing something.
It worked out. For me, it was best that, Dennis carried her outside, so I didn't have to actually do that, so.
Yeah, it was...
that was hard. It
was very hard.
Got me started already?
No, that's... When you see this and look back, can you talk a little bit about what's coming back for you?
I can picture that exact moment.
Everything comes right back. Like it was yesterday.
I can remember it so clearly. I can just picture exactly that when they walked out the door and I was going into the hallway, I just had to walk away.
Yeah, I remember it was February. It was cold, but not horribly cold.
Yeah.
But it just
it does. It just brings it right back to
letting go.
The finality.
It's and the difficulty of letting go. She was gone, but her body was still there. And you have to make that transition, and it's hard to do,
and again, I count us very fortunate because these were really good friends of ours. They're godparents of one of our daughters, and it did make it easier in that way, but at the same time, just it's your child has died. It's just
a couple things come to mind hearing you talk about it. One is that not everybody is going to know that that is one of the options that parents do have if you want to take your baby and give your baby to the funeral director. And in hospitals, the funeral director can come to the room if they
Right.
need to, and in your case, they came to your home,
Yep.
and
Right.
so
Yes.
that was different for you because you did the holding of her body.
Right.
The other thing that I remember you talking about so many times is that Eden lived for 11 days and she was never out of anyone's arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I think about what this was like for you, I think about that, you know, that she hadn't left any of your family before.
Right.
This was the
Right.
first
That's yeah. That's exactly it. You know, we're a big family and
Yeah,
a
a
close
close
family,
family,
and that
yeah.
idea of you feel sort of like you're letting her down. You know,
Yeah.
you're giving her away now.